I'm doing my little setup here, so.
Okay, just tell me when. I'm going to turn off my camera and my mic for the
Yeah,
moment.
I think it's live. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome. Yeah, we're live, so I just want to welcome everybody here with me this morning. I'm doing we've got a little bit of a feedback, and I'm not sure how that works. Live, so I just want to welcome turn off that. Yeah, so it's a little delayed. So, I was challenged. My guides were telling me to get up and go live. So here I am, and I'm going to do a challenge of 30 days live, and let's see how this goes. And I was inspired with this. What do you call a giant psychic who's manipulating the stock market? A tall medium who shorts. I thought that was amusing. I think we need to raise the vibration a little bit. My name is Amirah Hall, and I am a psychic medium, and pardon me. And I've been doing this work for over 25 years, only I resisted calling myself that. And instead, I've taken the path of helping people manifest miracles, helping them manifest their dreams and take a life that feels like it sucks or it's stuck in some area and reverse that, reinvent themselves, set a new chapter. And this morning, before I was really up and about, I sat and I was tuning into my guides, like, what do you want me to say? And they were showing me how they connect and how they guide us on our path on a daily basis. Now, some of us are more sensitive than others and may get this, what I'm trying to explain to you. And I just, I wasn't sure if that was the message that I needed to explain, and I'll be happy to go into detail on that. But well, I decided to open Google and see what was trending to maybe give me a topic of conversation. So I opened it up, and there on Google was trending this Oura Ring. And I'm like, oh, Oura, but it was spelled different. It's spelled I spelled it wrong here. Oura. I don't know if this is showing reversed or not, but there you see it. And the Oura Ring, you've probably seen people wearing them. I have black or, really thick silver or pewter rings. Mostly I'm seeing them on men. Although there's reports that people like Jack Dorsey and Prince Harry and Kim Kardashian and Gwyneth Paltrow, they're all sporting their Oura Ring. So I thought, Oura Ring, well, that sounds interesting. And part of their marketing says, feel the magic of self-care. So before going too far into the product description, etc., I went to my guides. And I wanted to tune in to see what they had to say about this trending, sexy, fun gadget. And so the information that I got on this ring was, in fact, it is a distraction for people who are truly interested in self-care, or who are on the path of awakening, or want to intentionally manifest something. Basically, it's a tool outside of yourself. It's not like the worst thing in the world I don't think, disturb your aura, because in fact, if you're buying an Oura Ring, you've probably got energetic disturbances already. So what my guides had to say was that this is a device. It's a little bit of a trick if you're looking to truly connect with yourself, your deeper inner soul guidance. If you're using a device like that, or if you're using crystals, and I'm going to get some feedback on this, I'm sure, pushback, crystals and incense and beautiful sounds and meditative sounds, music, and what else do we use? Special pillows and blankets and cushions, and all of that is wonderful. It supports and creates the safe sanctuary space for us to tune in and get connected. However, they're props. They're outside of you. And truly, to connect to your inner GPS, your soul self, you've got to get quiet. You've got to learn how to separate yourself from the noise, from the distractions, getting clear refined, specific, focused, and dialed in, connected. Because all of these devices, I had to do some more investigation on this ring. And I mean, it's cool. Yeah, there's an app when you wear it. There's these little sensors on inside of the ring, and it gives you readings and tells you how you're sleeping. You know, sleep is a superpower. Oh my God. I never thought, because I'm a great sleeper, that it was actually a superpower all these years. Cracked me up. So, you know, I mean, really, it gives you a monitor in terms of your heart rate. And so what? It gives you an app and it makes you feel empowered by going to this app and checking out where you're at. I mean, truly, this is a time we can't fool around anymore. I know these devices and the technology is fun, but it is a distraction. If you're truly sincere about getting to where you want to go, fulfilling your purpose or your mission, or truly living a life where you're empowered and you're alive and you're plugged into what you're passionate about, if you're truly interested in that, or healing relationships, or being more productive, and or, you know, concerned about health issues, not getting your sleep, then you've got some bigger issues. Yeah. And I read a couple reviews on the Oura, and having not experienced it myself, this certainly isn't a review for Oura Ring. But I have to say the reviews that I read were like a big, and that was because, you know, they give you readings, but they don't fix anything. Like, I'm a bottom line girl. I want to know where the problem is. Not only do I want to identify it, I want to clear the energetic interferences so that I can have what I want. That's why my little namesake is a miracle mentor, because we can have what we want. Only with all of this noise and outside programmings and incorrect belief systems that we've established, patterns that limit us. And, you know, while I was connecting with my guides this morning, I connect with these guardians of the light code. That's funny, huh? And so they showed me, they literally come in. How do they connect with me? That's what I wanted to know. They showed me 12 chakras. They looked like illuminating lights that descended. And they told me that it was instant connection, not like me as a human that needs to have a sequential step-by-step process. They went and they were plugged in. So there's no time, no space, it's instantaneous. And I believe that's where we're headed. That's where we're as humanity, we're trying to connect and reach that point of as you think you create instantly. So they showed me, Amirah, what is it that you want to create? And so, honest to God, I was seeing myself on a large stage, because they've been pushing me for some time now to get out, push myself. Fear of speaking and being live like this is just, you know, I would have never, ever, ever done this. Okay. I just want you to know. So the last year, oh my gosh, I'm getting, yeah, now I'm feeling the energy of my emotions rather than just plugging into my connection with them and my higher self wants to take the steps that I need to have as an experience. So I'm fumbling a little bit here. So as we connect with our higher self, they said, visualize what you want, and then boom. Then they showed me this picture, this image in my mind. You're going to go live today. And so, like I said, I didn't know what I was going to say. And I'm delighted to share this little bit of insight with you today and to inspire you to do the work. Listen, I've got a great tool. It's called The Reset. Okay, it's training on my website. It's called, just go to amirahhall.com /My Reset Now. And 3 short videos, you'll be guided with a workbook to take a measurement, a gauge, to reflect on where are you at right now in your life. Is Is your relationship good, but your career sucks? Or are the finances struggling even though you're working harder than ever? Wherever you're at, wherever your spiritual gauge, your social interaction, we take a look at all of those aspects. And then from there, we have a starting point. We have a tool. We have a measurement. And guess what? Every week it could be different. And that's because we are human beings. We're actually spiritual beings having a human experience, and we are energy at the core. That changes, that fluxes. But to really make a hard reset in your life or in some aspect of your life, we've got to take steps to doing something different. And I find that the reset training, it's free. Go ahead to my website, amirahhall.com, and get that for yourself. Get started with that and start to understand how you can take some proactive steps for yourself and see the difference. So anyway, I've got a guest here that I am so delighted has joined me. And so I'm going to just open up the space here and hear from you, Rebecca. Dr. Rebecca, it's so lovely to have you join me today. What a nice surprise. We haven't seen each other in a while.
We haven't seen each other in a while, and I know that going live is always a challenge for you, and I wanted to come and support you, and I don't know how often I'll be able to, but I thought, for the time that I'm able to do so, I would stop in and see what you're up to,
Well, thank you.
Right.
It's so funny too, because as I was preparing, I just took some notes, right, about this. I tried to stretch myself a little bit. Amirah, you'll know exactly what to say, right? Rather than relying on a script or some pre-canned, everything. So, but what was happening to me is I was just getting quiet and still, and you popped into my mind and I went, oh, gee whiz, I wonder if I'll see Rebecca, because Rebecca sent me this beautiful email, an update on everything that had been going on for her. And my sincere apologies. I thought, what am I going to tell her? I got too busy and I was too, busy putting out some new videos. And that's exactly what's happened. But you've been on my mind. And I know with, every part of me, how difficult, you've been processing the loss of your father-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And all the changes that you're going. I just want to say, congratulations. I know that sounds a little bit off here, but wow, you've gone through some big stuff in the last few months.
Yeah, so I didn't.
How are you today? How are you today?
I feel pretty good today. Today's a good day. It's every day is a different day, of course, especially when you're processing all of those things that change. I got out of that other role I was in where they were driving me crazy, and I didn't get the research one I wanted, which is okay.
Different job.
I was really disappointed at the time that happened, but I am the one who's named in the will to be the executrix, and there's a lot that I'm going to need to do here. So it's okay. Like at the time I was feeling this, but I really wanted that, but everything in its own time, right? Like it's not time yet. And so I was able to kind of reframe that for myself. And yeah, like you said, everything has just been, it was actually kind of comical for me when you had written me and you were like, oh, you're struggling. And I'm like, no, it's just a lot of transition stuff. You're picking up the transition stuff.
Well, struggle, even though, look, I'm going to interrupt if you don't mind.
I don't
Rebecca,
mind.
without reading you and knowing you for over some time, is you are so capable. Talk about superpowers. You don't even know that you're struggling, because that has been a common way for you. Because what I mean by, and perhaps it's a different choice of words for you, you're just one thing after the other and repeat and spinning plates in the air and doing backflips, and you're capable at doing that. You don't know what it means to do the reverse.
I think that's 100% accurate. And that's what made it so funny when I got your email. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And then, right. And then that was your response to me was, but how would you know? And I kind
If
of
that's
sat,
if that's your go-to, default mode,
and I,
that's you.
and I kind of sat back and I went, interesting. And I meant to respond to you and I never did. So see, we both have one of those. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to give you my update. And then I got your email a few minutes ago that you were going to start going live. And I thought, I have some time before my next meeting. I will show up and just be like, hey, what's happening in your life? So,
Well, that's great. Yeah. Well, I am being more live, that's for sure, because I know there's a lot of people like yourself struggling with loss, reinventing themselves, creating a next chapter, hitting the hard reset, whether it's moving across the country or, getting a divorce. There's just, change is, of course, the one constant in life, right? But with that said, we need new tools. We need to regroup, in my perspective. I mean, some people aren't willing to, and they get slammed with some debilitating disease like I did. That's what took me out years ago. My dad died. I got divorced, and then I got sick. The doctors told me death or wheelchair. And then within less than a few months, I got fired and had to figure it out, right? And it
right.
took me a long time. When you're sick, you're not thinking straight, you're depressed, you think, what the F, why keep going? Honestly, there were parts of me that, wanted to live, but didn't want to live. And so on that quandary, if I would have had a mentor, but that was, over 30 years ago. So, the process took way longer. I dabbled with some entrepreneurial things that didn't really go anywhere, but it was part of my healing process. So, you can do it slow or you can do it streamlined.
Right.
I kind of like getting to the stuff, getting it out of here and moving on. So what are you doing to cope with all of these challenges and changes for yourself?
Mostly I'm going to work.
What did I just say?
I'm really bad. I'm really bad about that self-care. And I actually kind of had it blow up on me this weekend. And I just I'm trying to find some space for it. But
So here's the deal. I'm going to suggest that you find the space for it, because self-care is the most important. When you don't have your health, or your state of mind is fuzzy and cluttered, and things aren't flowing easily, that's a sign that you need a reset. And you need a tool, something you can go to that will keep your feet grounded and keep you present. And when you're stoked and you feel high, you feel aha, and you yahoo, and everything's going your way, that's what we want to create. Not these, oh shit, what next? Oh, how am I going to deal with that? Cram one more thing on my list. No, stop, pull back the list. Put 3 things on your list today, and then be able to check them. But, I find it interesting because anxiety and insomnia, how's your sleep doing?
my sleep's doing pretty well.
That's good. Yeah. So when you got slammed this weekend, what happened in terms of your reframing? Did that get your attention to do something different, perhaps?
It's pretty much evidence that the universe or God or whatever you want to refer to the system that we all come from and return to has a sense of humor. So, my husband's been having a very hard time with the loss of his dad, and there's been a lot to fix in the house. It's like my father-in-law died and like everything's falling apart. And so I have been just trying to, go to work and do things and just sort of be, because I haven't really had a lot of time for my own stuff. And after you and I had that exchange where you're like, how would you know? I was like, well, let me up some of my quantum tools that I have from you. So I upped my quantum tools, thinking this is a really good idea. I'm going to up my quantum tools. Okay. So Friday morning, I get up and the carpet outside the bedroom is like soaking wet. We had some rain here and it's like soaking wet. And I'm like, to your point, I'm like, what now? Like, what now? Like, I have enough on my list. What now? So I go upstairs and I say to my husband, I go, did we have like a leak with the rain or something? Like, we have a new roof, so we shouldn't have that. And it was an odd location because, the bedroom's downstairs. So like the whole thing was very odd. And I was like, what is going on? So come to find out that then you try to flush the toilets and the toilets won't flush. And I'm sitting here laughing. And I'm like, I got to tell Amirah about this because like, this is proof about you. Like, you can't get the shit out, It's like, so I'm like, okay.
Oh my God, what is Spirit trying to tell you? No, Spirit has a sense of humor, but do you?
No, I did not have a sense of humor for this. So then we can't get anyone to come out. So they were gonna come out on Saturday and they couldn't come out till Sunday. And I had to spend like $4,000 to get my septic tank restarted and pumped and everything. And I started laughing because it was horrible. But as to your point, right, Spirit has a sense of humor, but do I? And the answer is no, I do not. And I started laughing and I said, see, this is what happens when I up my tools. So I up my tools to clear all this energy out. Clear.
Okay, fantastic. Now, Rebecca, you have been avoiding this for some time.
Yes, I had been avoiding it for some time.
You have been avoiding upping up your game.
Yep.
And it's time to step up to it. And after this call, we're going to talk about getting started.
And then I upped it, and then I
yeah, but you're still playing small. And you're telling me in your career you're playing a much bigger game. You're being seen in ways that you could have never imagined. It's time for another step. And your relationship, your environment, on, and I don't want to do a reading here for you, but it's time. We are all being pushed in ways that we couldn't have imagined. And I'm super excited about this because it's an opportunity, right? I'm up in my game, like showing up like, fuck, I mean it.
Yes, I thought I'd come and support you. And
yes,
I always believe that it's important for us to support other people in doing that. And it's so nice how excited you get. I love to see your face when you get so excited. I know a lot of the work you do isn't very visual, but it's so nice to see you happy and excited and see that energy flow through.
That's called being stoked. And
yes, and it's so nice to see you that way.
That's when we're plugged in, and that's me, you, anybody that's listening to this or watching. Our job is to get stoked and to be plugged in and to know, by God, it's real and nothing's going to take you off your track. Nothing's going to derail you, and I love what Oura said is feel the magic of self-care. What we do together and all of my work is all about self-care on steroids. It's about manifesting. What the F do you want to manifest? Let's do it. Enough already, right? So, hey, I hope that's inspiring to you and are ready to take the next step. If you're ready to do the reset, go ahead to my website, amirahhall.com, my reset /my reset now. And you can get started with that. So I think we're going to close it up here, Rebecca, Dr. Rebecca, to you, to me, and to you. Maybe you're not calling yourself doctor. I don't know. It's stepping into the power, right?
Well, as you know, that's part of my brand. My TV show is Everyday Science with Dr. Rebecca and Friends. That's part of my thing, Dr. Amirah.
Yeah, owning it. All right, sweetie. I remember when I first went to Egypt, they all called me Doctora, and I'm like, wow, that's so lovely. I love the name, Doctora. All right, have a magical day, and you know what? Be stoked.
You too.
Okay, love ya.